Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. My name is Priyanka Sagu, and I'll be the host for today's release team meeting. We are in the week 7 for the version 1.26 release cycle. Today is October 19, 2022. Just a reminder, as always, this meeting follows the Kubernetes code of conduct, which pretty much boils down to please be excellent and nice to each other. Yes, this meeting is being recorded and will be posted to YouTube. I request everyone to add themselves into the attendee list. While I'll move to the open discussion items, we don't have anything there, but please, just as a reminder, please add any comments and suggestions about the release process to the 1.26 retrospective document. And the link is in the document on the screen. If we have any new members joining us today in the meeting, please feel free to unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Thank you. So we can go ahead with team updates. Let's start with enhancements with Parul.
I don't think they're on the call, but I can give updates.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep, so enhancements is still green, not much has changed. We are starting to look at what work is needed before we enter code freeze in 3 weeks. And Ryler put together an enhancements team sync yesterday, and we discussed the remaining work for the the remaining tasks needed to complete the work to fully migrate to the migrations board, and the issue that we were tracking has been updated with that, so people can take a look to see what we're tracking there. In addition to that, there is, I think Grace set up a session in the KubeCon Contributor Summit for anybody who's interested to discuss all of that in person. So anybody who's interested should definitely try and join that. In terms of the number of issues, I think we're the same as we were last week. Of the 4, I think we're done with the exceptions to 1 of them got rejected and 3 got approved. So the final numbers are in the doc here.
Thank you so much, Mark, and thank you so much for the discussion on migrating to the GitHub board. That's going good. Thank you. Up next, we have. Okay, before I move to next, anyone have any questions for enhancements? Thank you. Up next, we have CI signal with Naman.
Yeah, so the overall CI signal status is yellow because we have 1 job failing in master informing, and I have also opened a tracking issue for the same today.
Thank you. Excellent. Anyone have any questions for the CI signal? Thanks so much for the update. Up next, let's move to bug triage with Sander.
Yeah, we're green at the moment. Just continuing to follow up on the open issues and PRs to check whether stuff's going to get in by code freeze. Currently looking at 38 open KK PRs for 126.
Thank you, Sander, for the update. Looks good, green. Let's move to docs with Carolina.
This is Jacqueline. I'm giving the update for docs. Nothing's changed from the last week, still tracking the 79 enhancements, but we created a new project to track them. I've put the link under the update notes. So that's all for docs right now.
Awesome, thank you, Jacqueline.
Is that, hi, sorry to interrupt. Is that
Sure.
New project just for PRs and issues that affect docs that are outside of KEPs?
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
Just wanted to be
That's-
clear about that. Yeah.
That's a good point to raise. Yes. So any PR that outside the cup is going to be tracked in here, and we are tracking the other 79 enhancements in the regular point where we track them.
So I
Perfect,
believe
thanks.
the regular enhancements. But thank you for the update, Jacqueline. Up next, we have release notes with Rodolfo. Anyone else from release notes to get the update? While I'm checking if Rodolfo is on the call.
Rodolfo is on the call, and I see he.
Sorry,
he
hey.
muted
I
himself.
was muted.
Ah.
Sorry. Hi, team. Our current status is green. We created the draft pull request for Alpha 2, also the website PR last week. So we are good for now. Also, we submitted an issue at car release because we having issues running the car release tool in Windows Subsystem Linux in a Windows machine. But yeah, we are following that issue in order to all the members of the team can run this tool and understand how the process is to build the release notes. And that's all for us.
Thank you, Rodolfo. Thank you for proving the tool that is helpful. Thank you. Up next, we have comms, Federico.
Hey folks, this is Brad speaking from the comms team. I'm going to give the update today. So we're status yellow. We're working with all the SIGs at the moment for the feature blog opt-ins. So we haven't had any PRs yet, and we're also working on the initial draft for the mid-cycle deprecation of the major themes, which lists identified deprecation removals, initial identification of some major changes. So there's no extensive editing done at the moment. Still working on that, and the purpose is to identify what we know at the moment would fit in the blog post and can be used as a basis to determine if we want to help the mid-cycle deprecation blog or if we change it at a later time.
Thank you. Thank you, Brad, for the update. If you need any help from the team, just feel free to ping us. Thank you.
Sure, thank you so much.
Any questions, feedbacks for comms? Thank you. Next up, we have release branch management again with Sander.
Hello again, everyone. Yeah, so we have the Alpha 3 cut coming up on November 1st, right after KubeCon. So I'm going to be taking care of that one, working with CC and Jeremy. And then the beta cut will come up shortly after that. And the RelEng team is working on some improvements to the image promotion tools, but with that said, we don't expect that to have any impact on the upcoming alpha or beta releases.
Thank you for the update, Sander. Any questions for release branch management? Cool, thank you. Next, we have our Emeritus Advisor, Nabarun. There are no new updates, but if Nabarun, if you are on the call, do you want to add anything?
I think he's not on the call.
Cool, thank you. We have a release lead now, Leo, audio.
All right. Hello, everyone. So far so good, I would say overall. The release is pretty smooth so far, so that's great. As you probably have seen in your calendar, starting with this week, we will have another meeting on Friday, the APIC friendly meeting. So if if you would like to attend also on Fridays, or maybe the time slot on Fridays works better, there's now the opportunity to also give reports. Next week is KubeCon, so we will cancel next week's meetings because everybody will be quite busy and not much else happens in general at Kubernetes. So we should be good just to give updates in chat. So I will create a thread next week on Wednesday and on Friday, and everybody can drop comments, give a status update. Then we are also been starting working on a mid-cycle email, just to give basically just some stats about the current release, how everything is going, how many caps we have, and so on and so forth. Grace is taking care of that, so thank you, Grace. And as we already heard from enhancements, we didn't receive any further exception requests, so that's quite good. And yeah, overall, I think we are good. Thank you.
Thanks, Leo. Yeah, it's going very smooth this time. Fingers crossed. Up next, we have SIG scalability, and they have updated the status to green, so looks good. And with that, we are done with our updates from the teams. Before we stop recording, anybody wants to talk or discuss anything over the recording, please feel free to discuss. Cool. Thank you. Thank you again for joining. I'll go ahead and stop the recording now.